weird in front of your own bench, because if any of those players play the puck, you're putting yourself at risk to go shorthanded.
This one taken by Cercio. Looking for a lane. That one played and cross. A huge glove save by Adams.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Got that one on Kenna.
Oh, that's unbelievable stuff from the Terps goaltender. Just battling his way in that crease. And I think he got that one with the glove somehow from his backside. I don't know how he did that.
And that's another example of the stats just don't quite do justice for Patty Adams. He's been making saves like that every night, and just because of the way the Terps play defense, all that blocking shots, the save percentage isn't exactly where you'd expect it to be for somebody who makes as many 10-bell stops as he does.
Bennett across, finding Cercio, looking to play it back, looking for Marin. Couldn't get it there. Power play over. We're back to 5-on-5 as out of the box comes Teske. Out the other way, a huge collision. McKeach with a big-time hit on Harden as Gavorowski somehow got there to make the save. Bennett with it again. Some great chances on both sides as out the other way. Marin just sending this one in deep. As Kenna goes to the bench here. Tomaszewski hit big time there by McKeach again. 2-on-1 forming here for Maryland, though. Looking to try and play the shot. That one saved by Gavorowski. Got a little bit of a piece of it with the paddle as this one bouncing again. We've got a bit of whack puck going on between the teams right now.
That's a perfect way to describe it, Carolla. Look out.
As Cercio almost with the breakaway. McDermott tried to get back on side. Wow. Just barely.
How quickly did the ice just open up like that? Chances back and forth. Oh my goodness, that's how quickly the hockey game can change. The momentum just going back and forth. And as I said, the ice wide open right now. Chances at both ends of the ice.
And Edelberg doing some jousting there with Warner on the face-off dot.
And let's not forget, these two teams aren't particularly fond of each other, so I expect the physicality to keep on continuing to ramp up.
Well, they also, both these teams, a lot of new players and a lot of new faces. So a lot of that animosity isn't really there as much. Obviously, we talked about it earlier with the Bronx missing Coyne, missing Padula, Evan, Suker, Zito, another one, a bunch of guys for the Bronx graduated last year. As McDermott trying to fire. We mentioned him earlier, Max Noonan.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's
always wonderful.
Yeah, there are, when you have so many people move on, I mean, it's a completely different team, but I think the history between these two squads still remains.
As that shot goes wide from Amon, as this is kept in the zone here for Maryland, but that one sent right back out quickly. Amon back to get on this one. Yeoman joining the Russian chasing after this here. McKeach is going to have to play defense on this as it comes back to him. Looking to send it up to Yeoman. Yeoman has himself pickpocketed, bounced off the glove there of Pape as Cusimano gets a stick in, goes back here to Yeoman again, gets it back across the blue line, but it's sent right back in. Only for a second it's going to be called offside.
It's crazy how much this game has sped up. No one has time to make decisions right now, and you can really tell not many clean passes in the neutral zone. Guys are just kind of throwing the puck. They don't have much time. That's just a testament to, again, how quickly the game can change.
And it's kind of funny that you say it's sped up because, well, the pace of play on the ice is definitely going a lot faster right now. This second period has had many more whistles than we had in the first.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yes. We've had a lot more whistles. That, like we were saying, that first period felt like it went really, really quick.
It did. It absolutely did.
I think it took about 23 minutes of real time.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is a fast period. We've had a couple fast periods this year from all the games that we cover. As that one nearly taken away. Call able to get there on the back check, though, as this one sent for Rauch. Rauch lays here for McKeach. Has Pape driving to the net front. That one up and over goes into the netting.
It really does just go to show, though, you talk about the pace of play, it goes to show how much this really matters, particularly from the Maryland perspective. I mean, you look at their results, the recent schedule, 14 of their last 15 games have been against ACC opponents, and the results have not been how they want them to have been. So these decisions are really going to matter, and there's still a lot to play for the rest of the season.
And this game tonight doesn't count for conference standings, but tomorrow will, and that will be the final conference game for the Terps. So huge points on the line this weekend.
Yeah.
Do we have a reason as to why this one does not count?
They just choose them.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a
Understandable.
specific reason, but each team has to play 12 conference games, and I guess it's just random which ones are those conference games.
Interesting. Schneider trying to walk through on the backhand. A huge save by Adams.
Wow.
Nearly split through everybody. Cole's done that a couple times this season.
I mean, we've watched Cole Schneider play for a couple years now, and such an elite playmaker, but again, his hands go so unnoticed, and just a special player. He was showing it there.
Taken here by Schneider again. Another shot. That one goes wide, looking for McDermott. Couldn't get the handle on it as Connolly trying to keep it in the zone. Can't do so. Shots 20-18 here with 6:50 left to go in the second. Pass played across. Drake there on the backhand goes well wide and high. As Schneider has it again. Schneider for McDermott. 2-on-2 as he tries to break through. Schneider trying to get there first, swept away by Adams as he tries to feed it back in front for McDermott. Deflected up into the netting for another whistle.
Look at McDermott on that play. He just drives straight to the net, plows through. Doesn't matter who it is. When you look at it, you mentioned it earlier. Talked about his height. He's also 219 pounds. He is a big fella.
He's a big boy.
You got to be self-aware. You got to know what your body type is and know your role. McDermott does it so well. He knows exactly where he should be on the ice and what he should be doing.
And since I'm not 219 pounds, I never played like McDermott did when I was in high school.
Same.
Out of the zone. Chrome tried to lay the body, couldn't do so as this one's walked in. That shot blocked away there by Bennett. A good block as he tries to poke it out. That one rides the glass and goes up into the netting. Another quick whistle here.
And now the game will kind of settle back down a little bit. Now it kind of slows down. We get back more into some zone pressure. We'll see who can come out on top.
Bennett off the face-off, trying to clear, can't do so. Back up to the point, Scriven. He fires, blocked away by Bennett again as this is lofted out. Scriven with it, hit by Kenna hard into the end boards as this one walked into the zone. Terps looking for a call as that one goes wide. I think Givorowski might have gotten a little bit as he makes another save there. This one down below the goal line. Bennett to try and get on it here. Bennett trying to play it forward. Cercio somehow was onside there as he tries to keep the puck in the zone. Goes back up to Bennett. Great pass from him as Bennett fires that one through everybody. Puck still loose on the rebound. They can't get it home. That was Marin who was in there with the chance as Bennett can't keep it in at the point. Bronx are going to have to reset.
Big save by Patrick Adams right there. That shot came in from the point. He thought he had it in his chest. That rebound squeaked out right in front. Luckily for him, it went just wide, but Ryder's still dangerous as that one lands on top of the net. Unfortunate for Maryland, there was a very quick whistle there.
That was an extremely quick whistle, but yeah, that puck hopped right up off of Patrick Adams and sat right on the top of the net. You don't see that too often, but hey, why not?
Would you guys believe me if that's the second time I've seen that in this week?
Yeah, this week?
This week.
Wow.
Wow. Both of them in this building?
No, not in this building. I was doing a Philadelphia Little Flyers game down in down at Aston, and same thing happened. They were playing the 87s, bounced right up on top of the net and just sat there.
Unreal. That's unreal.
Yeah, that one didn't quite sit, but it was there long enough that Maryland got the quick whistle. Otherwise, that could have been disaster for the Terps. I think everybody was just kind of waiting for that whistle to come. Patrick Adams didn't really reset in the goal.
And it seems like the 20 of Jack Hudrin went off to the locker room.
He was dancing on his way off to the locker room. I think he's all right.
Oh, here he comes.
Yeah,
He's got a new stick.
Yeah, he broke his stick. I believe that was the problem.
I was going to say probably a equipment issue.
Yeah, he looked a little too happy going to the locker room.
Imagine being happy to be injured.
Listen, maybe he's happy because he's got the warranty on the stick.
There you go.
Yeah, true.
Now he gets a free one.
Yeah, he gets a brand new stick. Yeah.
Is James Body still using those McDonald's sticks?
I wish.
He broke it.
He broke it at the St. James.
Aiming across. This one's still in the zone here for Maryland. That one goes wide on the rebound. Trying to play back. Looking for Duchesne. They couldn't connect. Eamon, good keep. Looking to play lower. Couldn't connect on the pass. Now finds the 17 of Harnan. Harnan pickpocketed as Cusimano had it stolen away. Harnan with it again. Plays it slower. Healy looking to try and fire. Yeoman and Rauch all over him as Harnan has it again. Check there by Yeoman. Bronx caught out on the long change here. As this one sent around for Yeoman. Up off the boards, it comes out of the zone. Duchesne back to get it, sends it right back in deep. Delayed offside on the play. 3:50 left to go here in period number 2 as this sent up to Connolly. Tomaszewski plays across, tipped there by Drake into the zone as Cusimano will go get this.
And going back to the benches on different sides, the second period being the period of the long change, the rider change might be a little longer than the Terp change. That bench is right on the blue line, and they still have the penalty boxes in the way.
It definitely is, as Givarowski with a big stop there with the pads, able to close the wickets there on the shot from Schreibman.
Michael Schreibman creating some offense with his speed right there, got in alone, ripped it from the far side. Givarowski squeezed it easily, but Matt, you just brought it up. That was a very heartbreaking, sad day at the ACC Showcase when James Body took a shot against the UNC Tar Heels and broke his final of those beautiful McDonald's sticks.
You could see it from actually 4.5 miles away.
Yeah, I mean, it's bright red. You can't miss it.
You actually
And it's got a yellow shaft.
Yeah.
I used that stick for Media Day last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's- yeah, that thing, I don't know how good of a stick it was, but it was sure noticeable.
I also, there's a chance by Tomaszewski. I don't mean to toot my own horn. 2 years ago at Media Day, I used Trevor Drake's stick, who's like 5'7". I did a crossbar challenge, first try.
Hey, 2-2.
Connolly driving in, and he scores! You called it!
Wow.
2-2. Connolly gets the game tied.
What a move there. Opening up the wickets on Patrick Adams. And Connolly makes no mistake, puts it 5-hole. And we are all tied.
Yep, he was working against Jack Fabiani right there. That looked like a harmless clear out of the defensive zone from Ryder. McDermott just sent it off the glass, was going off for a change. Fabiani mishandles it in center. Connolly ends up with the puck in alone on Adams, goes 5-hole. We're knotted up at 2.
Oh, this is a brand new hockey game.
Tied at 2 as Givarowski with that one. Shots 26-21 as we get another look at it here. Beautiful move, like you said, went 5-hole on it. Got Adams sliding.
Yeah.
He was off to the races right away. I mean, he knew right away that he had a good chance on that. Got past Fabiani. That's a beautiful goal.
Absolutely, and that puck was bouncing too as he pushed it over Fabiani. He had to settle that one down so he could control it and put it through the 5-hole of Patrick Adams. Beautiful goal by Connolly.
That's Connolly's third of the year. Puts him now at 8 points as the Bronx look for more. Marin just put it wide. And this is what the Bronx do. Their second period, I mentioned it earlier. They've struggled this year in the second, but have got this game tied here.
Yeah. You said that was Connolly's third of the year?
That's going to be a penalty on Luke Mohan right there. Just cross-checked. That was Mark Marin to the ice right in front of the net. The two of them had been talking for a little bit.
And
Mohan
they're doing
and
some
Marin.
more.
Yep. Before that happened, Mohan and Marin were kind of pushing and shoving at each other. I think Marin said one thing too many for Mohan's liking. Mohan just cross-checks him from behind. Bad penalty to take if you're Luke Mohan. Terps are headed shorthanded with just over 2 minutes to go here in the second.
So to the power play go the Bronx, and like I was saying, yes, it was his third.
It certainly didn't look like his third of the year. It looked like about his 20th of the year, but some confidence on that move. But the Ryder power play getting back to work here.
Well, the Connolly's coming over from Drexel. We're on the Drexel M2 team as they score! Cole Schneider on the power play, and the Bronx have the lead 3-2. Right on cue.
Right on cue. It's Cole Schneider. Who else? And that might be one that Patrick Adams is going to want back. He saw that one the whole way, just could not squeeze his arm to his body. And Cole Schneider with a wicked wrister makes it 3-2.
It looked like, seeing this on the replay right now, Adams thought he was going to go a lot higher with that shot. He had his glove in position towards that top corner of the cage. Shot ends up coming in low, goes between his glove and his left pad. A goal that, as you said, Patrick Adams will probably want back when he sees it on replay. But either way, it's 3-2 Ryder with the power play strike right there.
As Maryland trying to look to respond, that one goes wide on the backhand chance. And for Schneider, that is goal number 16 in just game number 20. He has been on a tear so far this season, 31 points in now 20th game. As a referee blew a tire, here comes McKeach looking in front, trying to find Pape, couldn't do so.
Good back check there by Travis Duchesne. Think he just saved a goal there.
And Rouch with a big-time check as this one goes sky high yet again. Funny bounce toward Adams. Oh, man.
My.
That's the second time in front of that net.
I was just about to say, there's got to be something about this end of the ice. That is the second time that we have seen a wild bounce happen right in front of a netminder. First time in the first period, Trevor Giborowski nearly gave up a goal after a clear from the defensive zone by Maryland right there. That was an innocent dump in from neutral, and Patrick Adams had to snag it out of the air with his glove.
That took a funny hop as he makes another nice glove save there on Connolly. Shots 26-25 right now. As this one goes back up to the point, Cusimano, he fires, bouncing, puck goes wide, looking for Schneider again, as it's taken here by Amon, plays it out of the zone, Bennett across. Edelberg sends this in deep, waffle boarded into the corner easily there by Adams. Schneider tried to keep it, couldn't do so. Late a hit though. There's a player down on the ice, that's Trevor Drake.
Trevor Drake's dealt with a lot of injuries this season. He's played through all of them, most recently a hand injury that's kind of dragged him back a little bit. He's a warrior for the Terps, but this one seems a lot worse based on the initial reaction than anything we've seen him suffer during a game.
It looks like he just kind of tapped at his right quad there maybe.
Yeah, his right leg.
Maybe he got a little bit on the knee there as this one bouncing across, looking Cusimano spinning shot saved. Down to 15 seconds left to go here in the frame as Edelberg looking for Schneider, bouncing right into the slot, in onto Adams, and he covers.
Hey, don't be surprised if we see Trevor Drake right back out there at the start of the third period.
At the start of the third period maybe, but it looks like he's done for the rest of the second. He already took off his gloves, he's tapping at his knee, and he is taking his time on the bench right there. That is a tough sight to see.
And we're going to get a penalty on both teams here. Edelberg and Body. We'll have to see if this is coincidentals or if it's going to be more than that.
The ref's discussing it now.
Looks like it's 5 on the ice for Ryder right now and only 4 for Maryland, but only 1 player in the box for each team.
We'll have to see what this is going to end up as.
2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for roughing, so it should not be 5 on 4.
It's going to be 4 on 4, it seems. The rest were signaling 4 on 4.
Yep,
so,
they have just taken off. That was Mark Marin called back to the Ryder bench.
So as you've described, because it's 4 on 4, that means that they decided that one of the penalties caused the other one?
Ryder penalty number 7, Alex Edelberg, 2 minor for roughing.
Puck deep in the corner as Kenna will have time expire on him as he gets tangled up there at the very end with Teskey. But that'll do it for period number 2. So we'll play 4 on 4 to start period number 3 for 1 minute and 51 seconds. But the Bronx, 3 goals in period number 2, turned it on and took the lead.
I mean, you think about how different of a feeling it must be in that Bronx locker room after the first period and now here after the second period. We got a brand new game here with 1 period to go.
It's going to be a very different feeling in that Maryland locker room as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a different feeling, like you said. And we'll have to see what Maryland can now do and try and respond as we head into period number 3. Shots tied up at 27 apiece. But we're going to step aside, take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the third period of action for you.
Can't imagine so many monkeys in the daily.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for my mid-game report here in between the second and the third periods. My name is Bailey Unchester, and we've got some stuff to go over. The game turned around completely. We are now at a score of 3-2 with the Bronx taking that lead off a 3-goal second period, really playing so completely different than we saw them in the first there. I mean, really came out with that tenacity that the Terps were showing in the first period. The roles switched almost. I mean, Riders saw the adjustments that they had to make sure that they kept the Terps at bay, and they made those adjustments. It looked like they were really doubling down in that defensive zone, and just for every one Maryland guy, it seemed like there was 5 Rider guys, and none of the Terps shots ended up making their way through the Rider defense, and then Trevor Gavorowski stopping all of those shots there in that second. Yeah, on those 3 Rider goals, we had Mark McDermott first with a deflection in front, followed by Mike Connolly on the breakaway, and then Cole Schneider ending that period with a power play goal off the Luke Mohan cross-checking penalty. And that that is really the three guys who ended up turning it around for Ryder tonight so far. Yeah, again, the Terps just didn't come out with that same sort of adventure that they had in that first period, and I think Ryder was able to do a very good job of analyzing what the Terrapins were coming out with there at the beginning of the game and put a stop to that. We had another Terrapin injury on the ice late in that second period. Trevor Drake, such an important asset for the Terps. Saw it earlier in between this period, he was trying to walk off what looked like a leg injury, but we are currently unsure of his status or if he's going to come out again for this third period. So that leaves two guys now off for the Terps with Andrew McMenamin in the first and now Trevor Drake here in the second. So we'll see if that's going to turn around. But even though Ryder came away with those 3 goals, it just seemed like their offensive opportunities were endless. We are currently tied 27-27 shots on goal. Patrick Adams has been having a good night. Do not let those 3 goals fool you, making some very big saves there in that first and second period especially. But yeah, the Terps have been struggling with what they've been struggling with all year, which is their penalties and just playing clean hockey. They had 3 penalties in that second period there compared to Ryder's 1. And again, going off that Cole Schneider power play goal, that hurt for the Terps. They really just have to focus in this third period of staying out of the box as much as they can and playing a clean game, But definitely some heat there in that second period from both sides. Some animosity between both teams, and we'll see if this third period is going to end up carrying that same animosity. But we have puck drop for the third coming in just a few minutes, so make sure you guys stick around for that. Close game here. It's going to be a good one. So thank you guys for tuning in for my mid-game report, and we will see you in a few minutes.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back here for period number 3. You're watching Ryder Bronx Ice Hockey presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting and the Maryland Hockey Network live here on YouTube. As you can see, the video is not laggy anymore.
Hallelujah.
Finally, we figured out part of the problem for now. However, we won't be with the second camera. Unfortunate, but we'll make do.
But necessary.
Necessary.
Unfortunate, but necessary.
Yes.
But Carollo, the real question, do you believe in the broadcaster's jinx?
Oh boy. Don't even test me with this, Matt.
Well, what are you about to say, Matt? What are you about to say?
Well, I personally don't believe in it.
Okay.
It's the broadcaster's job to say what's going on. Carollo did that. He is the man.
He absolutely did.
Something to take note of early on. I can see Trevor Drake on the Maryland bench. He's not going to be starting out this third period as we begin 4-on-4, but he is back out there. And he looks like he'll be ready to play at least for the rest of tonight. As we've said, he's just a warrior. I mean, that looked terrible at the end of the second period, the way that he got back up. I thought that there was some severe knee damage, but Trevor's just that kind of guy.
I mean, Trevor Drake might literally have to get hit by a truck to be out of the game. But he was not hit by a truck, so he's on the bench.
Listen, I am the same height as him. My short king.
Dude, I feel that immensely.
Kenna into the zone, trying to drive around Tomaszewski to the backhand. They're going to count it. Just like that, the Bronx on the 4-on-4 get it done and make it a 2-goal game.
What a strong move that was by Kenna. A left-hand shot coming coming down the left side. He lowers that right shoulder, goes right around Daniel Tomaszewski, makes no mistake on the backhand. Ryder has a 2-goal lead now.
That was really good vision from Cercio as well, using those boards to get ahead for Kenna. Maryland had the neutral zone all clogged up through the middle, uses the boards to get to Kenna on the left side. He goes in alone on Adams, and for the second time, Patty Adams gets beat on the 5-hole on a breakaway.
That is a big, big goal for the Bronx as we take another look at it again here on the replay. I was very hesitant to call that goal because I thought the net had came off beforehand. It was very close.
I believe Patrick Adams might have pushed it off when he was trying to push out.
I think he did.
So that's still going to count if Patrick Adams pushed it off. So,
and even if not, I think that would have fallen into the continuation rule as well,
Probably.
since nobody influenced that puck after the net would have come up.
Yeah.
Still on 4-on-4 for about 40 seconds or so as this one goes to Cusimano. Bronx now with the 2-goal lead as Cusimano down below the goal line now. Looking for an option as he gets taken down to the ice, bouncing away. Maryland trying to clear, they can't do it. Cusimano with it, looking, he fires that one, knocked away by the paddle as Adams just got ran over.
Oh boy, that is not what you want to see if you're a Maryland Terrapin. And I hope Patty Adams stands up.
And that is an immediate penalty call from the officials as well.
It's going to be a rough.
Is Fabiani going too?
Yep, Fabiani is heading off. He's going to be the only one heading off.
So
he checked in.
It was Cusimano.
He checked Cusimano into Adams. Jack Fabiani heading off for a rough right here. An aggressive hit by Fabiani right in front of his own goaltender. Luckily, it looks like Patty Adams is all right.
This is really not what the Terps need at this stage of the game. It's been a struggle for them this season, trying to stay out of the box, play even strength hockey, and now once again, in a crucial situation, they find themselves a man down.
So we'll play some rare 4-on-3 as we get ready for this face-off.
Both the first period and the second period, in the last 10 seconds of both of those periods, there were penalties. Maryland, the first period was just the Maryland one. Second period, it went for both sides, opening up ice, which could favor Ryder. Now they have a great opportunity here.
I would tend to think that more time, more space on the ice would favor the Bronx. We'll see what they can do with it.
That's going to be 5-on-4 in 3 seconds.
This one played across, now 5-on-4, normal power play as this one bouncing out of the zone. Schneider trying to get there and break up the possible shorthanded breakaway chance, looking to try and find body as Teskey sends this one in onto Givorowski. Givorowski with a win, if the Bronx can hold on, would tie the Ryder all-time win record for goaltenders as that one goes up and over.
What would that number be, Kuro?
I will have to get back to you on that one. I don't know the exact number.
It's a lot.
You know what? I will get Trey on this. Try and pull up the elite prospects if we can.
Oh, I'm sure we could get that real quick.
As this one goes up and out of the zone on the clear, Givorowski has to play this one off. Still 1:07 left to go here on the power play for Ryder. Schneider deep in the zone, plays this one across. Over to his brother Ty, now lays it here for Pape, trying to get across the blue line and in. Sends it in deep as he takes a bump up high. McDermott couldn't get there as another clear there by Maryland is chasing after it here. Goes the 5 of Tucker Healy. And one thing that Trey actually just pointed out to me, we've had no icings tonight.
That's
a rarity.
That is wild.
That actually might be the craziest thing that's been said tonight. That's insane.
As Ty Schneider walking right in on the doorstep, McDermott was there, couldn't get it to go. As Pape sends this one lower, McDermott back up to Pape. 23 seconds left to go on the power play as Rauch sends this one lower, finds Schneider, back across to his brother Cole, looking to play it in front as that one goes up into the rafters and out of play.
All right, so I've got Trevor Givorowski's Elite Prospects page up here right now. We're going to do some quick math on the fly. So the new record would be 9 plus 10, 19, plus another 18 brings you to 37, plus 8, he's at 46, so it'll be his 47th win as a Ryder Bronc.
Wow.
That is a lot of wins for Mr. Givorowski.
Yes, it is.
And for the Bronx, the bloodlines run deep for sure. Pape, his dad playing on the Bronx a long time ago. Obviously, the Schneiders both on the team now. The Giverowskis at one point with his brother as well. His brother Ty Giverowski.
That's awesome.
And funny enough, two brothers, Ty Giverowski, Ty Schneider.
Hey, there you go.
As this one walked into the zone, a big check there from Bennett as he uprooted Harnum. As Teskey tries to walk in, Cercio just got tangled up there with Mohane behind the play. Both seem no worse for wear as this is taken here by Cusimano.
Carrillo, you also mentioned something about Jackson Call with the Utah Rider connection too, right?
Oh, yeah. Jackson Call from West Bountiful, Utah, playing some junior hockey over there. Coach over there, Rider alum. So
that's wild.
Those Rider connections all over the place, and the Bronx do very, very good in their recruiting. Actually, I got to do some scouting over the winter last year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which was pretty
Utah?
cool. No, they did not. I wish.
Send you to Russia?
As Benner just got hit up high, it looks like the Bronx are going to go to the power play again.
Yep.
And Benner holding that right arm, it looked like. He's going to shake it off.
It's going to be Jack Hudron headed off for the Terps right here. He was the one who delivered that hit to Benner. We'll see what the official call is. I would guess it's going to be a trip, and that's what it is.
Just more penalties for the Terps, not what they need, especially at this stage of the game. Down to another Rider power play here coming up.
So Bronx yet again to the man advantage. Off the draw, one back there by Pate, played across to Rauch. Rauch sends it to the other way for Schneider. Trying to go back to his brother Ty, pickpocketed away by Healy as he looks to try and cut by Ty Schneider. He does, gets taken down. Maryland was looking for a call. They're not going to get it, though.
That was some really good stick handling by Tucker Healy right there. 20 seconds off the Rider power play already, and he's going to get another clear on this one. Tucker Healy's been one of Maryland's best penalty killers this season. Has one shorthanded goal on the year as well.
This one kept in the zone, shorthanded quickly. Taken away, though. Pape trying to get on a 4-on-2 if they can enter the zone fast enough. Pape has it stolen away by Teskey for a second as McDermott tries to go back to the point. Gets by Rauch and go all the way down to Giverowski. As that makes it tied at 30 in the shot department. 1:10 left to go on the man advantage as McDermott drives in. Pulls up waiting for some help, looking to find McKeach as it goes into the corner. Teskey with it. Has to play it back here. Looking to try and kill some time on this PK as this one kept in by Schneider. Body able to clear that one. Goes down to Giverowski again. Cercio is going to take this one. Dom Cercio into the neutral zone. Burst of speed down the far side boards. Looking to try and power around Eamon. That one goes off the outside of the cage. Taken here by Kenna. Kenna lays this one off to Marin, who sends it around, looking for Kenna again. 27 seconds left to go on the power play. Kenna, hounded by Eamon. Nearly had it stolen away. Indeed, he did as this one goes back up to the point. Bennett able to keep it, though. That one blocked away. Bennett with it again. Bennett to Marin. Looking to try and find it across McKeach. Big save there by Adams. Quick shot on. 7 seconds left to go on the power play as this one sent for McKeach into some open ice to Marin. As he tries to find Cercio, that one bounces across. Nearly went right there over to the 20 of Hudron. As this one for McKeach, another kill there for the Terps. McKeach driving in. He gets sandwiched hard into the end boards there. As Cercio can't keep that one as the 26s come together. McDermott plays this one lower. Bounces to Eamon, back up to McDermott at the point. That one through traffic on the doorstep. McKeach, he scores! Adams got just a little bit of it with the paddle. And the Bronx make it 5-2.
Just a little bit is exactly right. Patrick Adams throwing that stick out there, doing everything he could to try and keep that one out of the net. It just leaks just past him. McKeach with that last poke off the rebound. Initial shot from the point coming in from McDermott. McKeach was in alone. Patrick Adams put his stick behind him in that blue paint. Unfortunately for him, there was just a little bit more strength on that final poke from McKeach.
So now and we get our first icing of the game, finally. Wow, finally the first icing with just under 13 minutes left to go in the third.
Only took 47 minutes.
It's that announcer's jinx kicking in.
Oh, yeah.
I thought broadcasters weren't supposed to be good at math. You guys are brilliant.
Oh, Oh my gosh, I was terrified reading off that elite prospects on
Well,
the fly. I was doing it in my head.
I don't know if you saw, but Carollo had his calculator out.
I was trying to
just in
break the
case.
calculator
Yeah,
out.
no, I was not about to do that. I was not about to embarrass myself on the podcast like that.
All right, so if it's not 47, I apologize greatly. But
It's somewhere around there.
Andy, have you taken journalism statistics yet?
no, I haven't. I believe it's scheduled for my junior year.
Well, I'm sure you're correct.
Yeah. I took Stat 100 a year ago.
Oh, you're definitely correct.
This one fired on kick to side by Givarowski. Good save there from him as Edelberg is able to get it out of the zone. And Cercio collecting an assist on that goal by McKeach. First point for Cercio in quite a while in his first game back. Great to see for the captain, Dom. As this one is dumped in by Dishner. On to Givarowski, and he's just going to cover.
Yeah, another note right there. Obviously, giving up the goal is not what you want, but Maryland had just got another penalty kill. As much as Andrew and I have gotten on them recently about trying to stay out of the box, to Maryland's credit, they've done a really good job in terms of killing penalties.
They absolutely have. It's just you put yourselves in tough situations when you're on the penalty kill. Even if you don't give up a power play goal, the pressure, that sustained pressure is going to affect how you have to play defense, and the Rider Bronx were able to capitalize on it there. And that had to be the last penalty of the night if the Terps want to get back in this one.
For sure.
Another thing about that, Maryland's first penalty was 8 minutes into the second period, and now Rider scored 5 straight goals. Just goes to show how quickly things can change.
Absolutely.
And when I was doing some stats before this game, when I was on the ACHA site, you talked about the penalty kill and how it's struggled coming into this game. They were ranked 151st out of 182 ACHA M2 teams coming into this one.
That's not great.
No, it's not great.
Expert analysis right there.
As this one goes back here, shots tied up at 33, goes back here to Fabiani. Teskey looking for some options here, plays back to Fabiani, as that one nearly picked off by Cercio. Schneider goes back to get this one. Ty Schneider looking, tried to play it off to Bennett, couldn't connect on the pass as it's taken by Waters. Bennett up against the boards. Around to Cercio looking to clear, he does. Will this go for another icing? It will not, just doesn't have enough juice to get there.
It didn't want it.
Yep, Henry Scriven was waiting for that whistle to come in, but that puck just kept on getting slower and slower.
This one taken by Kenna. Fanned on the pass as he's able to keep the puck, though. Rings this one around the boards. Up to the point. Taken away there by Dom as he gets it out to center ice. Only for a second, though. Now bounces into the Maryland end as Marin took a bump there from body right into the scorer's box. This taken here by Amon. Plays this one forward. Finds Harnan. Harnan driving in. Almost at the halfway mark of period number 3 as Cercio takes this away. Breakaway chance here for Dom Cercio. Walking in, Dom with it to the backhand on the rebound, saved, trickling, and they score. Marin able to cash in on the loose change. Adams with 2 spectacular saves on Cercio, but Marin comes in to put it home.
Yep, Adams came up with 2 spectacular saves, as you said, on Cercio. First one, he tried to go 5-hole. Adams got the pad back. Second one, he tries to elevate a backhander. Blocker saved by Adams, but that third chance for Mark Marin, Adams was on his back. Just no chance right there. He was frustrated, and Ian Hutchinson is coming in for the Terps.
And for Mark Marin, that was a very, very good play, knowing that even on the breakaway, Dom Cercio had a chance to miss that one, following it up, going right to the net, stopping in front, and finding that rebound, putting it past Patrick Adams. 5-2 is the score, and the goalie change comes for the Terps.
We also got a timeout from Maryland as well. Coach Joe Carter trying to settle down his team, now trailing by 4 with just over 10 minutes to go in the third.
But if you're Patty Adams, I mean, it's not a feel-good moment there. You can't blame him at all for that. I mean, you had a breakaway by a country mile and a half there.
Yeah.
And then you had Marin coming in, but it was Maryland who had that dangerous play across the blue line that started all of it.
And this is where it comes in, where Andrew and I have been saying just the straight-up stats don't do Patty Adams justice. This was another game where you saw it. Those first and a half period, and even through the second and a little bit into this third, he made a ton of spectacular stops, and by the end of this, he's going to finish off as 29 out of 35.
It's a tough break. It's a tough break. You get a couple of bad defensive breakdowns out the other way, and there's not much you can really do about it, especially on the breakaway chance. He stopped the first 2 chances.
Yeah.
And those got to get back there on the
good
back check.
chances as well.
Especially on someone who, at least I would argue, has the best hands on the team for the Bronx. Especially the most lethal shot.
For sure.
Guys, you notice something about Ian Hutchison? Look at the color of his pads.
Yeah, that's his Boston College setup from last
back
season.
to his Boston College days.
Give those to Ryder, though. Give that to Giverowski. It's like the exact same colors.
They are, yeah. Especially with these alternate unis, which, by the way, are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are beautiful.
They are spectacular. When they debuted these, they were awesome.
Yeah.
They were awesome. And then tomorrow we're going to get military night, so they will be wearing their military uniforms tomorrow.
The camo?
Yes,
yeah,
the
we
camo
saw that.
ones.
We saw that last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
They are awesome. I love them. They're probably my favorite jersey that the Bronx have. These are close, but it probably goes, at least for me, the military jerseys, then pink in the rink, then these.
Yeah.
That reminds me of last year, the Max Noonan through the legs goal.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. That goal was something
that.
else.
I'll never forget that one.
That goal was just unreal.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Made its way to Hockey House Pod not too far after that.
Oh, yeah. No doubt was going to get there. Bouncing puck. Rauch trying to take it away. Healy is there, but it plays back into Rauch's skates as Rauch has it again, trying to play it across. McKeach couldn't get the shot off, was held there on the back check. Good job on the back check there by the 25 of Warner as this one's sent into the zone. Bouncing puck there off the pads of Warner again as this one comes right back out. Harnett across. Teskey looking for an option here as McKeach gives chase here on the pressure with 8:38 left to go in period number 3. Stolen away there by McKeach. McKeach gets sandwiched into the boards. That was a big hit from Teskey as he's all over McKeach again.
Brian Teskey's done that a lot this season in a game where the score is not necessarily looking favorable for Maryland late into contests. Him and Sean Amon have done it a lot where they'll just get very physical to end the period and just leave a message for that Saturday game that they know is coming.
And I wouldn't be surprised if things start to get a little bit physical here.
I would assume so.
We already saw it at the end of the second period with Luke Mohan, and I believe he was talking with, it was Mark Marin at that point.
Yeah, a typical Ryder Maryland matchup. As Chrome goes back to Bennett here. This one sent back in deep below the goal line. Edelberg to chase. Gingras there as well. Gingras trying to fire McDermott. He puts it wide. Good chance there from McDermott as this one is lofted out of the zone. Chrome is going to have to get back on this. Being chased there by Wilson as he has it again. Wilson up against the boards. Able to keep it here is Harnan trying to dance through as Giverowski is able to hold on for the save.
I feel like Trevor Giverowski really hasn't been tested in about a period and a half. He's faced 35 shots, but for the last 2 periods, Ryder has done an incredible job of keeping those chances to the outside, not letting any grade A chances get into the middle of the ice on Giverowski.
Yeah, since that last goal from Sean Amon in the first period, there have just really not been a lot of grade A chances for Maryland. Their passes are not connecting the way that they were in the first, and they're not doing as good of a job of getting to that nut front, like you said, getting those shots from, I call it the slot, you call it the house, whatever you want to say.
And I feel like this game for the Terps is really kind of just a testament to the whole theme of this season, which has been, they've been so up and down. And we saw it in that first period, maybe one of the best periods they've played all season, and then they come out in the second a little bit flat-footed. 3 goals on the board, another 3 here in the third, and they're find themselves down 4 now.
You said one of. I'd go as far as to say that was the best period of hockey I've seen them play this season. The way that they played defensively, they gave up 0 grade A chances on Patrick Adams. They had those 2 golden opportunities where they capitalized on Trevor Giverowski. They controlled that pace of play, and I thought tonight would be different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it's definitely how it goes. And honestly, that was probably, at least that first period, one of the worst periods I've seen the Bronx play this year. Even games against UNC and Virginia Tech, who I would go as far to say romped Ryder pretty hard this year. in both the games. The second one a little bit closer, but the first one was dominant for VT, but I think Maryland had a better period than them, especially throughout that whole game, and definitely the first period.
For sure.
As a big hit in the corner, Kenna getting tangled up there with the 11 of Waters, and we're going to get a penalty, and I think this is going to go on Waters.
Yep. It's either going to go on Waters or James Body. Body's trying to argue for Waters, but Waters has no protest as he goes to the box. It's going to get an interference right here. And Maryland is going shorthanded again. And Matt, how many times is that for Maryland now?
Oh, is that 6?
It's got to be something like that.
Yeah, that's 6. If you include the 4-on-4, it's 6.
So that is the 6th minor penalty taken by Maryland today. And as we said earlier, they did not even take a penalty until 8 minutes into the second period. And it's just been a downhill spiral since then.
Cercia with it off the draw. Has to go back here to Bennett. Bennett across. Finds Marin. Marin back up to Bennett again as he tries to fire. That one bounced in front. Bennett with it. Bennett through traffic. McKeach tried to get a deflection towards the cage. Couldn't do so. Went into the corner as Marin sends this around. Some good possession here from the Bronx. Cercio tried to play it through. Couldn't do so. Was picked off there by the captain, Tomaszewski. As he walks into the zone, looking to kill off some clock here. He gets rocked there by McKeach. Oh, my goodness, what a check.
Oh, my goodness.
This might get really physical since they just took out the Maryland captain right there. He immediately goes off to the bench. We'll see how the team responds with 5 minutes to go here in the third.
I heard that through the headsets.
That was a heavy hit.
I mean, I was just watching Daniel Tomaszewski, and I saw his head move about 2 feet in about a half a second. That was, wow. There was some force behind that one.
Taken away here shorthanded, trying onto the backhand, looking to power through Givarowski. He's able to cover, though. Bennett hit the deck. The chance there from Harnan. Great opportunity.
Yep, hard-working play there from Luke Mohan, forcing the turnover below the Ryder goal line. Gets it out to Harnan in front. Harnan takes it in alone on Givarowski, tries to go 5-hole. Givarowski shuts it down late. But these two young guys, Mohan and Harnan, you and I, Andrew, have loved the way that they played this season, especially on this penalty kill. And there's another shot for Harnan right off the faceoff right there.
We've talked about it. Luke Mohan started this season with his minutes on the ice very questionable. He wasn't getting a whole lot of playing time.
He was a healthy scratch to begin the
year. He was, and he earned those minutes. He's been in every game so far after probably the 3rd or 4th game of the season.
I think since the Millersville games, he's played everything.
I mean, and you got to earn those minutes, especially with how many players are on this Terps team this year. They have so many options. Shout out Luke Mohan. He's been so good this year.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily get the points, but if Maryland had their own equivalent of the Selke, it would go to Luke Mohan. He plays the game so well in his defensive zone. An amazing face-off, man. Like, that's just unquestioned what he does in there.
Schneider with this. Down to 18 seconds left to go here on the power plays. Things starting to get a little bit chippy as this goes down to Schneider. Schneider being pressured here up against the boards as Pape comes over to take it away, plays it across to Rauch. 5 seconds left to go here on the power play. Stolen by Teske up off the boards but can't get it out. Rauch able to keep it in the zone. Does a good job to do so. Schneider there as well as Dishner has it taken away as McDermott driving in. He fires. That one goes up and over.
Ian Hutchinson still hasn't faced a shot on goal since he came in. A few opportunities for Ryder, but none of them have had to touch Hutchinson.
That pass played across to nobody as McDermott fighting with Dishner along the boards. Bounces here to Schneider. Can't get it out of the zone. That one goes on to Givarowski. He just lays that off. Puck sent up and out there by Ty Schneider as Cole gets bumped. McKeach driving into the zone, and we're going to get a whistle for offside.
I thought Schneider did a good job to stay
I thought that he
onside
straddled
there.
the line.
Yeah. It certainly looked like it to me.
It was close, for sure. I think when he fell, he might have gone just a little bit over.
Maybe. That's possible.
That could be it. We'll see it again here on the replay, but well, you can't tell.
You can't really tell. It was close.
I think when his legs came up is when he went over.
And for the Terps, that hit on Daniel Tomaszewski has to be a motivating factor the rest of this game and especially tomorrow. That has to get you fired up to come out here on this ice at 1:15 tomorrow and be ready to play.
I think that they will be ready to play at 1:15 tomorrow.
Good old matinee.
Seeing your captain take a hit like that late in the game that you're down by 4, that does something to a locker room.
That has to send a message. It absolutely has to.
Bouncing puck kept here by Edelberg. Yeoman there as well as it's sent back in. Trying to throw the bodies, McKeach again. McKeach has laid a lot of big hits this year. Doesn't have the size that you would really expect. Plays a lot bigger than you would realize.
Size, I mean, that height, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
It's all about center of gravity.
Yeah, exactly. The low man wins. Low man wins.
And I think we just got our second icing of the game.
That's actually insane. Only 2?
With 2:36 left to go.
Unbelievable.
And McKeach listed at 5'7", 160. Definitely plays a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not have guessed he's 5'7" based on the way he's played out there tonight.
And Ryder overall, I mean, they do have a couple big guys. Not the biggest team out there. They just skate hard. They're hardworking. I mean, we see this most games against Maryland where they just grind.
Yeah, Ryder is a much smaller team than years past. That's for sure. They're missing a lot of size. Their biggest man is McDermott at 6'1". That's a small team, especially here in the ACCHL.
And it's so unnoticeable. I mean, the whole team.
They definitely don't play like
Yeah,
it.
they really don't. The whole team is willing to contribute and willing to lay the body on the line. And that's how they win so many games.
And they're going to wave off the icing there on the play. They're going to say Tomaszewski could have played it.
We got absolutely robbed of our third icing of the evening right there.
That's a bad beat.
Trying to drive and looking to put one past Givarowski. Great chance there from Schreibman as we get the whistle.
The net came off.
Did it?
Just barely.
Just a little
Oh, wow.
bit.
Yeah, that's just snow. You're right.
Michael Schreiman, he had that chance coming down the right side, tried to put it high blocker on Givarowski. He actually ran into the post himself. That's what knocked it off. So I would think this faceoff should come out of the offensive zone, but
It'll stay in.
they'll keep it in there.
As it seems like Body arguing about the whistle here. So right now, Givarowski's 67 saves away from the ACHA all-time save lead.
We'll need an absolute barn burner tomorrow for him to hit that, but
Something tells me he won't break it before the end of tonight's game.
we'll see. Something would have to go real wrong.
And we're going to get a whistle, and I'm not sure what it's for here.
To the
They're
net.
just going to push the faceoff outside of the zone. I wonder if this is because James Body was just talking with the ref. They're going to pull him in the box or no?
No, they're going to let him stay out there. I think they're just pulling the face off outside the zone.
It's interesting to blow the play dead right in the middle there to do that, but
Well, we know that James Body is not afraid to express his opinions to officials.
this is true. This is true.
That road game against Delaware, he had some flagrant opinions about one of the Blue Hen goals. And the ACC showcase against NC State as well.
As this one bounces back out to center ice. Trying to get on that one was Gingras, couldn't do so as Edelberg lays a bit of a hit there on Dishner. This one flipped up and out by Edelberg. Under a minute left to go here in period number 3 in the Bronx. A 6-2 victory here as we're under the final 50 seconds left to go. Shots 38-35.
So assuming that Ryder's going to take their foot off the gas, which I'd imagine they do in this final 40 seconds, that means that Maryland did not allow Ryder to get a shot on goal after that goaltending change in the timeout from Coach Joe Carter.
And that is a tough break there for Adams. That's just a tough break.
We've seen it a couple times this year where he's had to come out of a game, and it's not any of his fault, but just the numbers. They thought the coaches thought it was a better idea to get him on the bench and put Hutch in.
And you do wonder, too. I mean, there's a 1:15 game tomorrow.
Exactly.
Gets a little bit of extra rest.
Exactly.
They're ready to go tomorrow, assuming he gets the start.
And
He will.
the Terps overall just look a little beat up right now. A couple players dealing with some injuries. We'll see what they can bring to that matinee tomorrow.
But that'll do it. The Bronx win 6-2 here in game number 1 of the 2-game series. Final shots 39-35. Like you said, Bronx no shots on goal after that goalie change. And Maryland, their 12th loss of the year. The Bronx push it past 10, make it 11. and go in tomorrow with the victory.
And tomorrow's going to be a huge one, especially for the Terps, but with those conference points on the line, with the situation the Terps are in right now, it's almost a must-win game for them.
Yeah, it's not almost. It pretty much is.
It pretty much is, yeah.
As we get the handshake line here. So for the Terps, what do you guys think they need to do going into tomorrow's 1:15 game that got pushed up from 2:15? I literally did not find out until Thursday that it got pushed up.
I think we kind of said it. Going back to that Tomaszewski hit, we saw the way they played in the first period. They were playing angry. They had something to prove coming into this game, and they showed it in the first 20 minutes and kind of got away from it. They need to get back to it. Be mad. Don't forget about this loss. Come into tomorrow angry with something to prove and get on the Bronx early.
And the biggest thing about the way that they played in that first period, because I agree, they played very angry in that first period, but they did it inside the lines as well. They stayed disciplined. It was when they took that first penalty, that's when the wheels really started to come off for Maryland. They've got to stay disciplined, but they've got to play with that same fire. If they do what they did in the first period tonight for all 3 periods tomorrow, it'll be a very different result.
Absolutely.
That'll wrap things up for us here tonight. Bronx wins 6-2 over Maryland. We'll be back here tomorrow at 1:15 for a huge action-packed day of BSB games. A quintuple header tomorrow.
You're unreal.
5 games tomorrow.
You're unreal, man. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, the most we did in a day was 4.
But you're moving around to different places. And
going from here up to Ramapo to do the game up in Wayne.
You're unreal, man. You're unreal.
We're going to have crews over at Rutgers as well over at Pro Skate. They've got Rutgers D1. They're facing off against Army in their military night game. And Rutgers D3, their AAU team, is facing off against, I believe it's New Haven. I will have to double. I'm pretty sure it's New Haven. And then, like I said, Ramapo taking on Hofstra. Or actually, I think it's the opposite way around. Rutgers D3 is taking on Hofstra.
I'm not going to fact check you.
I'm not going to fact check you on that one.
Breakout Sports Broadcasting. You guys do an unbelievable job.
Same for you guys. I appreciate it. But either way, that'll wrap it up for us here tonight. We'll see you guys back here at 1:15. Have a good night, everybody.